Okay, so here we are in Birmingham Airport. We've just got into the A320 and we're gonna start it up. We're gonna do everything from scratch. We're gonna import the flight plan. We've created a flight plan in SimBrief, but we're gonna import it. So we're going to pull it onto the pad, then pull it into the McDo, and then do everything basically. And then we're going to fly to Belfast. So we're going to go from Birmingham to Belfast. So first things first, we need to get the batteries on. And we need to connect up the external power. Once we've done that, we should put our logo lights on. I think our beacon lights come on at that point. We need to start the...
Flight attendants, arm doors, and cross-check.
I don't know why she's shouting that. That's a bit early, isn't it? So we need to give our computer and everything some time to settle down. While that's going on, we can start our little pad. There is our flight plan, which has been directly loaded in. We can check our fuel that we're going to need. It says we're going to need 4.4 tons. Start that going. Payload is on fast. And is that the one that kicks it off? There we go. So we've started to board our packs, which is a bit silly because we haven't got a jet bridge. We've got to get that on. We should have done that first. We should have got the jet bridge on. We've got our power unit connected. And once that comes in, we'll get passengers all plugged in. So we need our seatbelt signs and prime our emergency exit signs. Is that okay? Right, so we're fueling, getting the passengers on. Just check. 53, 54 out of 137 passengers coming on. Got our zero fuel weight from there. Right, so setting up the McDo. First thing we do is do an AOC menu initialize. We initialize data request, and that should bring in our flight plan. And then we go through with the mnemonic diff srip. First one being data. GPS primary loss, that is because we are not yet set up on our alignment. We've still got a few minutes to go before the plane knows exactly where it is. So we can go to the init A page. Hello.
Boarding completed.
Oh, there you go. That's our boarding completed. We can initialize a request, and it should uplink insert. It's in progress. Hopefully that's brought our details in. So our alternate is Alder Grove, by the looks of that. Easy 29 is our flight number, costing it 10.
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, on behalf of myself, your captain, the first officer, and cabin crew, I'd like to take this time to welcome you aboard our flight. We're just wrapping up some paperwork up front here and waiting to receive final numbers from the ground crew, then we'll be on our way. Flight attendants will be coming through the cabin shortly with a very important safety briefing. We do ask that you give them your full, undivided attention as they review the safety operations of this Airbus aircraft. We do appreciate your business having you aboard this flight. If there's anything we do to make your flight any more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask. Welcome aboard.
That's me putting my posh voice on to do the welcome brief. We can get rid of the jet bridge now. Shouldn't need that anymore. There it goes. Straight through the tow truck. We're still on the GPU because we haven't set our computer up yet. And we should go back to our... get most of it from here, or some of it from here, but most of it from our operational flight plan. Okay, so while we're in here, Tropical 34010 34433. Just change that. 34433. Pop that in to there. Initiate that, align that and confirm so it knows where we are. Return. Winds. We can do a wind request in there. We're still uploading the flight plan by the looks of this. I want to give this time because last time I tried this it failed. So basically, I have not flown an A320 for 18 months, couple of years probably. I had a quick stab yesterday just to see if it still looked alright, see if it's still working. And it seems to be okay. So I thought we'd give it a bash today and see. I don't actually know how to get it started, so we'll have a go at that at some point. So the next one the next page I need to be configuring is the flight plan page. Now it says the active flight plan uplink is happening, so I'm not sure where the oh, we do have a flight plan. So let's set our departure from Birmingham, which is, select that, and then we want departure, and our departure today is runway 15, set there, EGBB/15, so runway 15, and we are using the Lovum 1Y. It's not in there. That's that one. Lovio 1Y. So that's our departure. Let's just make sure we've got that selected. And then insert that. And that should be our departure in there. Our arrival into Belfast is this one. Select arrival, and we are coming into Belfast, EGAC runway 22. So we want ILS runway 22, select that one. Is there an McGee is the, looks like the last waypoint. So we'll say there's no star, but McGee is the waypoint here. So we'll insert that. Okay, so while we're on flight plan, And this does actually look like it might work today. Looks like a proper flight plan. Oh, it's got all our it's full. Right, so that's not available. What's going on there? Oops. Set this to arc and let's go there. So in this window here, you should be able to scroll through this and see that our flight plan is in here. A few bits in here. It goes down to what then? There we are. So Birmingham and away, and yeah. So we've got a flight plan in. So a DIFS secondary fuel plan, which we don't have. R is RadNav, which I haven't used. Yeah, never used the RadNav. I is init B, so we go to the next page, it's init, and it's asking for 0 fuel weight, but hang on, but block not allowed. See this, I think there's a little glitch in here somewhere. Clear all the scratch pad out, click block. It's not giving me the block weight. Right, so I need to go back to my flight plan here. I can't remember what it was, 4.3 tons. We should check that on here. Ah, there you go. Fuel on board 4.4 tons. So I can just do 4.4 right in there. And then 0 fuel weight and 0 fuel weight center of gravity. 0 fuel weight is 56.7. 56.7 slash, and our center of gravity I can get from the page, which is 32.7. 32.7. And into that there. Okay, our trip wind is on the operational side. Trip wind is a headwind 5. So H5. I'll pop that in there. So there's our takeoff weight, 60.9, and our landing weight is 59.6. Trip time 1.3. Taxi. Okay, so that looks all done, and our last page is the performance page, and this is the one that doesn't work for me anyway. I don't know why. Go for flaps 1 in there and flex to temp. Now maybe it's that's not flex to temp. That is a is it calculated somewhere? It's this one. Always dry, flex. Taxi on. There's our flex to temp. Data click calculate. Ah, here we go. Calculate. So 71. 71. That's just stops you using burning up all the power in the engine. Now you should be able to push these, but I get a format error every time I do it. Right, so I need to enter them. 136, 136, 138. Easy enough. 136. And the top one, 136. There's our rotation speed, and 138 is our V2 speed. There we go. So that's all set up. Ready to go. Ready to go. The only thing to do now is to get a pushback. I think it's about time to get a pushback. So I need to start up the APU. So I'm currently on external power, so we need to switch pumps on. This is our fuel pumps. Bingo and bingo. Switch them on. We need to start the APU, give it 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and then click that on. And then this should show us how our APU is doing. Here it comes. GT is coming up. And when our APU is fully kicked in, we can oh, that's cool. System. I've not tried this before. It's like some kind of automated pushback thing. Wow. Okay, our APU is available, so we should be able to come off external power. Right. And we should be able to get our pushback. So pop brake off. Auto. Enable pushback. Okay. Let's get the tug. Here it comes. Oh, that's good. Let's go backwards. Oh, this is nice. Okay, right, so as we're on the tug, we should be able to select that. Set that to crank and fire up engine 2. And hopefully we should be able to engine 2 start to spool up, and away we go. So this is Birmingham. We are heading on the pushback out of Birmingham. So we're now on the move. We can change direction. We can make us go the other way. Let's go the other way. This is pretty cool. So our engine is spooling up nicely. Gets to about 19%, and then it's available. There you go, 19%, and that is available. And then we can get engine 1 cranked up. Okay, that's probably enough of the direction. We can disconnect the tug. Away he goes. This is all going too well. Too well. What's going to happen next? Thank you very much. I'll put the parking brake back on. Just while we're waiting. Right, so let's check our overhead. Everything is looking nice and cool. We'll have our strobe on. Everything's on. Yep, it's all looking good here. Our engines are both available. We can switch this back to norm. Right, now there's a couple of settings that I need to activate. Is it that one? Or is it this one? TCAS. No, it's not that one. It normally tells me which ones it is. Parking brake. Predictive wind shear off and TCAS to standby. Predictive wind shear is that one. No, it's not. Predictive. Which one is predictive wind shear? Ah, right. So predictive wind shear is that one. And TCAS is, I need to switch this on. Transponder. And then that one there to TA.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Well, there we go. Flight lieutenants, please. Flight lieutenants? Flight attendants, even. Oh, and this Logan Air looks like it's pulling out in front of us. So we can go ahead and switch our APUs off because we're on the big engines. So let's get going. Let's get on with the taxi. And the runway we're using is let's go back to our plan here. RFP. Runway 15. Oops. Which is what's runway 15? There's a big guy landing over there. Which way is runway 15? Okay, we've got a few things to do. We need to make sure that everybody's binged on. We need to set our brake to auto. There's that guy sitting there. Now, see, 115 is down the right end. Yeah, we need our speed brake. Let's test our config. Okay, it should give us a few things to do. Oh, it's set to max. Okay. So we're just crossing over the runway at this point. Takes it down the other side. Oh, no, it's like that. Flaps, oh yeah, flaps to 1. Oh, Ryan, how are you doing? Get out of the way. Can you not see I am coming through? I'm still coming through. I'm still coming through. I'm gonna get round you. Oh. There is no taxiway here. What's going on? Alright, I'm going to backtrack. I'm going to backtrack it because I can't see a bit of taxiway there. There's a lot of movements going on. It's quite busy. So let's just keep on moving. And we're going to do a takeoff config check. Everything is in the green. That is great. I needed to be on the other side. I don't know why I came this way. I don't have charts of the ground, so should have known better really. I'm going to have to get in the queue behind these other aircrafts here. Bloody Logan here has beat me out, like, because I don't know where I'm going. So you'll notice up in the top here, my speed and my heading and everything is all managed. That means that pretty much straight after takeoff I can allow the plane to manage the climb and the direction, the route that we travel. It will just do it all. I just have to monitor it, which is great. So as we head down, we'll just make sure we've got everything sorted. As we've entered a taxiway, I'm gonna landing lights on, and keep it straight, go down, there we go, keep it straight, there we go. So we've got landing lights on, taxi lights on, make sure everybody is belted up. Obviously at this point I would have air traffic control kicking in saying you're good to go, but I'm not bothering with air traffic today. Just wanted to make sure that I can actually fly the thing, get it from A to B, and hopefully get it on the ground in one piece. Let's just watch the lion out, watch him go, and there he goes. And the way he goes there. So, right. Are we good to go? I think we are. Everything looks nice. Parking brakes off. The only thing I haven't done is locked the cabin door. Shall I do that? Brakes on. Cabin door is just here. It's very difficult to lock. There you go, it's locked. That's it, difficult. Alright, so let's bring our power up to take off power, which is there. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Should have had my head up. Head in the game, head in the game. Here we go, here we go. Apologies for that. There's our B1, which is there, and we can rotate. We have a positive rate of climb. Gear up. Arm the auto. What is that buzzing going on? Ground spoilers. What? Why is my ground spoiler coming up? Going on there. Okay. Oh, I know. And the autopilot won't kick in. Why is that? Why is that? First anomaly of the day. What we're going to have to do is manually try and get towards the departure that we've selected. Go, and then we should let the autopilot take over. And hopefully it should all now settle down and kick in. So take the landing lights off after takeoff checks. So we've got our speed controlled, altitude and course control nav is kicked in, our speed is being locked after 6,000 feet, but we will be climbing up to cruising level. So we're climbing currently, it's in the climb phase. Check that constraints actually. Above 5 foot, no, 2000. Flight level 16. So, it's 5,000. Okay. So we're just descending a bit because we climbed a bit too vigorously because I had it on manual for a while. So, now we'll be coming up to 6,000 feet. Leveling off, and then we'll start our climb up to whatever our cruising altitude is. I can't actually remember. 280. Let's set that in here. It's 29.28. So we have a constraint actually in place of flight level 60 at this point here. So we're just settling in for the journey and on our way to Belfast City. What we can do ahead of time is we can set our weather information in for the arrival into Belfast. We can preset that. I don't know if we should do it now or do it in a little bit later. But now we're flattened off, we can let people move around the cabin. Yeah, so here we are in the A320. This is a fly-by-wire. This is not the default A320 that comes with Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. This is a add-on. It's a free add-on that you get from fly-by-wire. Dead easy to install. You get an installer, and it installs the aircraft. It also installs a SimBrief bridge, a bit of software that allows SimBrief to talk to the aeroplane, and so that's what allows the flight plans to come up on the tablet and also then be imported into the computer. So it's really quite good. That was us in our ZHN. So we're still at 6,000 feet because we're still passing over a bit of central England here, Birmingham, heading kind of north-west-ish. I think we'll head over Liverpool and then across the Isle of Man towards Belfast. Is it? Yes. This is traffic. This is another. Oh, it's disappeared. That was another aircraft that our radars picked up, but it's disappeared now. We've passed our transition height, so we should be setting this to standard pressure, which is there. I think the transition was 6,000, so I should really set that then. So we're now in the climb, managed climb 250 knots, bang on, 250 knots. That's about all I can say on there. So let's switch to the flight plan to see where we're going. So we're currently 33 miles from Nantes, which is our next waypoint. And if I expand the dial, you can see it. There it is. There's Nantes. And then after that we've got Umkill. Where these things are on the ground, who knows, but it's all in the computer here. So this tells me I am heading towards Nantes. I should get there at 11:46. Speed 290 at flight level 248. So So we're heading, yep, 290 is our climb speed, and we are climbing to a flat level of 280. So everything seems to be working thus far. We have green on the screen, which is good. No alerts. Nothing that I can see is upsetting. Let's put some lights on here. Just bring that up a bit. So we just sit back and enjoy the ride this far. Temperatures, I can control the temperatures in the cabin, forward cabin, cockpit and aft cabin here. That's these big switches. These are the air conditioning packs on this side. This is the air conditioning panel. Cabin pressure, these are all the external lights on the aircraft. Fire, engine fire, doodahs, fuel systems, electrical systems, that's where you switch the batteries on, and our ADAIRS system, which is our internal navigation, do you know where you are setting. So we are steadily in the climb, going through 18,000 feet on our way to 28. Everything is showing nicely green. Our flight plan's working. I managed to start the engines, which is incredible. So it's all going well. What could go wrong? Right, so at this point in time, what we do is we'll set our weather information for our destination, and that is in the it's in the arrival. This one in our approach. So we set our QNH, the temperature and the wind information. I don't know if we just click that, will it come up? No. So we need to get the QNH, which is off here, which is 1000. So 1000, and pop that in there. Temperature at destination is 18 degrees. 8, that goes in there. And our wind information is 220 degrees at 12 knots. So 220/12. Put that in there, and that's all done. So our approach is good. Our transition altitude is 7,000 feet. So at 7,000 feet on the descent, I need to change in the barometer back to pressure setting, and that will then make sure that we are at the right elevation when we start to do our approach. So all good, all good. I like to check yeah, they're still in the climb, strangely. 24,600. Hopefully when we get to the top of the climb we can speed up a bit, get across the water. I think we're just coming up on Liverpool. Yeah. This is Liverpool. Pretty sure. Just looks a bit Liverpool. You can tell it's Liverpool. That big expanse of water coming in, a lot of docks, and the airport is right on this side. See that airplane actually just taken off. I mean, this won't come up on the screen, but I can see him. He's just taken off from Liverpool Airport. He won't be on my... Oh, he is. That'll be in there. There we go. Yeah, so we've got everything going on here. He is coming this way, actually. Looks like he's going to pass behind me. It's a little flashing. I don't know if you can spot that. A little flashing light down there. Just on top of the coffee cup. There he goes. There he goes, away to underneath. So we're 9 miles from our next waypoint, which is Asnip. So we'll go through these quite quickly. These little
ladies and gentlemen, once again for the flight deck, Captain speaking. We just reached our cruising altitude for flight, and to get us settled in, I do want to remind you to please keep your feet elbows to or from the aisle as the flight attendants will be coming through the cabin with galley cards shortly. Also, one more reminder to please refrain from congregating with the front galley where the flight deck door is located. Thank you.
So I've just made my my welcome to 28,000 cruising altitude feet brief to the Great Unwashed in the back, and everything is looking mighty nice. We can even have a little look and see if there's anybody sat. No, nobody's stood outside. That's the galloway. That's just outside the cockpit door. Just keep a check out for terrorists or people looking for coffee. So there's another chance to do another panel, which is the ECAM panel, which is this bad boy here. We can see monitor lots of the systems on the plane in this panel here. Currently it's in the cruise. You've got your air temperatures, you've got your outside air temperatures. The fuel is burning off nicely, 2.1 tons. What other information we got in here? Cabin altitude. So we've used 1.2 tons of fuel, is that? Oil, is 50, gross weight is 59.8 tons. So lots of other systems we can monitor using this little, we can see our doors, we can see our wheels, which are all nice. We've got the electrical system on the plane, everything's green. Hydraulic system, everything's green. Our fuel, so that tells you how much fuel's in each tank. All good, all nice and balanced. Fuel flow, that's the EPU, that one. Our air conditioners, engines, all good. Cabin pressure. Everything's looking fine and dandy. don't know which one I have it on. That one's probably the most useful for when we're coming into land. It's a kind of summary of lots of things. So we'll leave it on there. Right, so where are we? Looks like we've just made our turn slightly to the left, heading out over the Irish Sea towards Belfast. We should have a look at our do we have a top of descent? We do have a top of descent. We have a top of descent calculator. Getting the speed from the simulator, is that right? Altitude, let's sync it all up. So it's saying that we start our descent about 88 miles before landing. So we're currently 114 miles. So we're not far off starting to think about a descent here. I don't have any that I can see. No, I don't have any descent markers or anything in here. Oh, that's way too much. So, yeah, I think we might have to do that kind of thing when I get to the 88 mile mark. We'll start to initiate a descent. And we can do that by changing what mode we're in, or putting it into a descent mode. Hope that we get down in time. 105, 104. So we're covering the ground well. If you are still watching this, I can only think that you've not got much else to do in your life. But thanks for watching anyway. I used to do the A320 flights quite a lot. I used to really enjoy them, like flying around European cities into different airports and stuff. It's quite good. And I got to be reasonably decent-ish, well, average. I didn't crash. I got to be okay with the systems and managing them, just monitoring, really. It's all about doing the essentials. I need to change. Cruise. Activate approach phase. What approach do I? What's the next after cruise? Descent, yeah. But that says activate approach phase. How do I activate the descent phase? That's a thing, isn't it? Next phase. Descent. Now, I know you're not in the descent phase yet. Can I do it here? Phase. Cruise. Step out. I don't know what that is. I kind of want to be in the descent phase now. How do I do that? How do I initiate the descent phase? manually. Because if we go by the flight plan, I've got 87 miles to run. I better start getting down, so I'm going to have to decrease height to start with. So, taking it off manage mode on the height, and we've now taken, yeah, we're way too high, come on, get down. We need to descend rather sharpish.
From the flight deck, ladies and gentlemen, as you may have noticed, we have begun our initial descent down to our destination. Now would be a good time to wrap up any business you need to take care of as we prepare for our approach. If you are up, once you return to your seat, we ask that you remain seated until the aircraft arrives safely at the gate. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
So, we've told everybody that we are on the way in, so we put the seatbelt sign back on. Transferring fuel, but that's fine. We're now in the descent. It knows that we're in the descent. Managed. Fuel on board 2.7. Proceed to flight level 120. That's okay. Okay. Let's see if we, yeah, so flight level 120 is where we're going to descend to. I imagine at that point we'll go into approach phase from 12,000 down. We just need to keep an eye on it. I've not done this for a very long time, and I'm still of the. That must be the Isle of Man we're just passing over there. Yeah, Isle of Man. Where the cats run around with no tails. So it doesn't say what speed. Ah, yeah, 290. Let's throttle that back. Can I say /250? Will it take it? Hopefully that will slow us down. Okay, oops. Go back to our summary page. So we get to McGee, and then we're direct to runway 22. We've got a fair amount of height to lose here. So we've put the landing system on, and hopefully at some point it'll tell us how far away we are from runway 22, and that all kicks in. So let's quad the NAS. We're definitely on the descent into Belfast. Sorry about that. Got my external controls all mixed up. So we're still on the descent. We're still taking a fair old time to get down. Let's go for a speed of 200. In there, which I'm not able to read yet because it's too busy. Two thousand. I've got a long way to get down. So McGee 2,800. Left turn. It's on the descent point as well. Wow, that's crazy. Is that a deceleration point? Deceleration point. Okay. But even then, that's way too late, I think. Way too late. So this is our first sight of Northern Ireland here. So we've got some information here saying that we're 16.3 nautical miles from the landing system at Belfast, which is over here to our left. Still have to continue in the descent and then make our turn, pick up the landing system. 11,000, still on standard barometric pressure until we go through 7. Saying we're just about there. Da-di-da-di-da. There's lots of things in here that are failures. Go on now. Presets. Anyway. So we're still way too high. Way too high. I need to start my descent much earlier than this thing tells me to. I think we'll put a bit of flap in the mix. So our thruster's idle, it's time for some gear. Time for lights, camera, action. Oh, stop it. We're still way too high. I don't think we're going to get down in time. I really don't. I'm gonna go manual. And I'm just gonna. Yes, I know. Thank you. I'm just gonna do a descending loop at the end of the lock here. To get some height, lose some height. So hopefully we'll go back on. Autopilot is going to get us close. Now we're on the ground slope. We have captured the glide slope. We should be right down the middle.
2,500.
Yes, thank you. So, landings.
2,500.
Lights are on. Everybody's seat belted. Gear is down. We're coming in to Belfast City Airport. George Best Airport.
2,500.
We're still at 2,500, thank you very much. We are on the glide slope, indicated by the diamond. Well, GS in green tells us that we're on the glide slope. So basically we get to about on full flap, we get to about 1,000 feet and we'll disconnect the autopilot and land manually. But basically up until that point everything else is good to go. So we need our spoilers, speed brake active, landing gears down, seatbelts on, cabin's ready, spoilers are armed, flaps are full, our speed brake is, our auto brakes are on medium, we can't go on maximum, don't believe, no, they're on medium. So we are set up for landing. Gears down, yes, so quick peek outside, there we go, coming in over Belfast Lough. We have the runway ahead. We should have changed our barometer at 6,000, so we'll set that back. We need to set that to the current QNH 1113. 1,000, isn't it? Yeah, 1,000. So that should give us a more accurate height indication. So everything's looking good.
1,000.
Green, 1,000 feet. We just roll it in. To our left, that's the Hollywood area of Belfast. Golf course around there somewhere. So this is pretty much going to put us on the end of the runway. At this point, there's not very much to do. We can take the autopilot off, and it will just carry on. There we go.
400.
400 feet. We're on landing mode, so I'm going to switch the autopilot off. I've got a master warning for some reason. Don't know what that's for. We just carry on. Fly it in manually.
$50, $40, $30, $20. Retard.
Auto brake off.
We are, and we should probably put the fans on. We'll just let it roll through. Let's have the fan, the brake fan, which is up here, just in case. And I need to pull around this corner. There we go. The cranes are looking mighty fine. So that wasn't too bad. Managed a reasonable landing there. And welcome to Belfast. Park up next to the BA by the terminal there, or next to our EasyJet friend. Where shall we go? Let's get up the ramp first. So let's do this one here. Seems to be a lot of activity around. Hard right. Bring it round, bring it round. Let's try that. It's hard turn. And straight ahead on that. Oops. A bit too heavy on the brakes there, going on. And probably somewhere around a little bit more. We should have some lights here. Probably just there. And we put the parking brake on. And that's how we do that. Let's take the fan off. What's the warning for? That's good. Anything else is Is that auto? Don't know what that is. Anyway, welcome to Belfast. We are now touched down and we can get the jet bridge to come and get our passengers off. So we can start to take the lights off. Off. Free the passengers. And away we go. So that's how we got here. Switching it off. That's another day. Anyway, that's enough for today. I'm switching it off. It's just the engine switches here. Clickety click, and it's off. There you go. Anyway, that's the end of that. It's lunchtime.